But first, we have Gib Egge, who is the coordinator of Experiential Education and Training at the College of DuPage. Gib has led students and community members on fabulous trips around the world, from the Appalachian Mountains to the Rockies and everywhere in between. Welcome, Gib.
Good to have you. Thank you.
Well, I have to say, just in the conversation we were having before, you were telling me about some of these trips you take our students on.
Yes.
And some of them last for weeks.
Anywhere from a weekend to a couple weeks.
Weekend to a
weeks.
couple weeks,
Yeah,
okay.
depending on the destination.
And you do backpacking and trail walking, and tell us what you were just telling me about how you, it's not like you're stopping at a hotel.
No.
Right? So what do the students have to bring with them?
Well, a lot of it depends on the destination we're going. We do a lot of trips that are backcountry experiences where we camp. So the students are bringing along pretty much whatever they can carry, the essential items, clothing, shelter, enough calories to get them through the day, water. So you're condensing all of your creature comforts of home into a smaller package. So really the essentials.
And you were telling me that it's a pound per day, pound and a half per day, or
2 pounds per person per day for food. We bring a little bit more if you're looking for high altitudes or more extreme activities. Maybe a little bit less if it's
So
really
is there
hot
room
out.
for cookies?
Yes. Oh yeah.
There is room for sweets and
Definitely.
snacks?
Yeah, a lot of calories in cookies for the weight. So that's a great thing to bring. Yeah. It's not the type of thing you go on to lose weight. We're always constantly eating while we're on these experiences.
However, you got to balance how much you can carry versus how much you want to eat.
Exactly. Yeah, do you want your pack to be heavy and bring a whole bunch of food and luxury items, or do you want the experience to be a little more easier? But in that case, you might not get a clean t-shirt every day.
That's right,
yeah.
So the reason we asked you to join us is we are doing this new National Geographic Live adventure series where speakers who have and photographers and photojournalists are going to come to the MAC and talk about their experiences. And we have a Grand Canyon adventure talk coming.
It'll be a good one.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah.
And you've done the Grand Canyon.
I have. I've done the canyon many times, many parts of the canyon, and most of the time with College of DuPage students, bringing them, giving them a backpacking experience.
So what makes this show unique about the Grand Canyon adventure show that we're going to see from National Geographic Live, if students can do it?
Well, students can do it. The Grand Canyon and national parks in particular are very good at making something accessible to everybody. Whether it's looking at the Grand Canyon from the rim or having a river trip of multiple days down the canyon. There's something for everybody. What these guys did was something that very few have ever done. I believe they say maybe 30 people have traversed the whole entire Grand Canyon, the length of the canyon. When I bring students there, we traverse it from one rim to the bottom and up the other rim.
Okay.
But these guys went down the whole entire thing. And you're looking at anywhere from 500 to 700 miles, and most of it is not on trails. What you're doing, well, I shouldn't say that. They're usually animal trails. Animals are smart. They know how to get up and down this canyon in the least difficult ways. So these guys are literally following trails that animals take, looking for signs, whether it be droppings or footprints of animals, to get their way through the canyon.
Really? So the animals help them to decide, the animal footprints? Yeah,
there are some trails, and it's usually most of the trails are concentrated in one area of the national park, but again, these guys did the whole entire length. Many places where few people have ever traveled through. And it's a fight to find water every day. You're constantly fighting hazards, be it the weather, being cactus, venomous snakes. So it's quite a journey that these guys did take.
Beyond snakes and scorpions and things like that, what other kind of wild animals might you find down there? Well,
there's bighorn sheep. That's fairly common. Mountain lions you see from time to time. We've seen bobcats down in the canyon. But there are those rattlesnakes that everybody's thinking about. Another interesting animal, if you're lucky enough to see, is the California condor, which is an incredibly rare bird. Almost extinct, but they're slowly coming back. And one of the areas they've released the condors is not too far from the national park. So occasionally you'll just be having lunch or whatever, and you'll hear what sounds like a giant glider flying overhead, where it's actually one of these condors, which just have a massive wingspan.
Wow.
So that's
now,
pretty amazing.
is this something, so it's a pretty unique trek that these two gentlemen did.
Yeah.
And then they were photographing the whole way, which is
Right, and we talk about bringing stuff, you know, and these essential items, and these guys, in addition to the things that keep themselves alive and comfortable, have cameras with them. And one of them's a really, you know, one's a journalist, one of them is a really well-known photographer. So these are people that have, you know, good equipment to make incredible images, so they're bringing this stuff with them. The good light, like most places in the canyon, is early in the morning or at night. So these guys are up in climate weather photographing this amazing experience they're undertaking.
Is it something you would want to do?
Asked me a while ago, and I might have said yeah. My priorities have shifted a little bit more, you know, with family life. But I remember being a kid, you know, finally 18 years old and getting that, I don't have to ask my parents for permission anymore. So we'd jump in the car, and one of the first places I went was the Grand Canyon.
Was it?
You know, you read about it, and it's just, wow. And it still gives me that reaction every time I go there and bring students. It's just, it's an amazing place. If you get a chance, go see it.
How long do you think it would have taken them to do that trek?
You know, a friend of mine did do it. It took her 2 months nonstop.
Holy
to
cow.
do the thing.
So
Yeah.
she carried 2 months worth of supplies?
She had 2 months worth of equipment. The food was dropped for her along the way.
Okay.
So if you're going for 2 months,
You
2
you
pounds.
can't do it.
Yeah, so there are places, you know, I'm sure she had some friends. She was a national park ranger, so she has access, I'm sure, to excellent Grand Canyon staff to bring this stuff down here. And okay, here's where your supply is going to be this day. So you're trying to get to your next supply with enough food so you can fill up and go to the next spot. And I believe that's the same thing that these
Unbelievable.
gentlemen did with the Grand Canyon hike.
So let's talk about what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So you do all kinds of adventures for College of DuPage students. How many trips do you take a year?
I do about 10 to 12 now.
So rattle off some of the places you're going this year.
This year, we just got back from Panama, so we do a lot of
Awesome.
international programs. I'll be in Ireland and Norway later on this year. Next week, we'll be in California doing some national parks and state parks between the San Francisco and Los Angeles area. Got China's in the works for next year. We've got a couple other international programs early in the year next year as well.
So can anyone go on these trips?
They can, yeah. You have to be 18 years old, so that's the only requirement we have. If we do go abroad, you need a passport. And just, you know, most of our classes are for beginners. However, we do have some things that are a little more rigorous. If I did have let's say the Grand Canyon, a rim-to-rim experience where you're descending 5,000 feet and, you know, climbing 6,000 feet, it's something that we want to make sure our students are know what they're getting into, say. But most everything we do is, you know, beginner level stuff. So any community members can take it.
Well, congratulations. I know you were just named like one of the best study abroad programs
Yes.
in the state, and I am so impressed with what you do. And
Yeah, second in the country was sending students abroad. We were
it's amazing.
one a few years ago.
In the country.
Yeah, in the whole entire country. So it's
That's an amazing, amazing credit to you.
yeah,
so
and it's
congratulations.
and the community as well for
Yes.
you know, getting outside their comfort zone.
Let's have you back, and we'll talk about another.
Anytime you want.
All right. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming on. Good to see you.
Good to have you.
For more information on COD's Field Studies program, call 630-942-2356. And if you liked hearing about all of Gib's experiences in the Grand Canyon, be sure to join us at the MAC on April 6th for National Geographic Live, Between River and the Rim, Hiking the Grand Canyon. $5 tickets are available for students to all National Geographic Live events. For more information, visit atthemac.org. Come to the MAC to see four-time Grammy winner and Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame member Roseanne Cash at 7:30 p.m. Then join us for the next installment of National Geographic Live, Stranger in a Strange Land, with National Geographic photojournalist Jody Cobb on Wednesday, April 25th at 2 and 7:30 p.m. Don't miss the return of Kathleen Madigan in her new show, Boxed Wine and Bigfoot. She will be back at the MAC on Friday, April 27th at 7:30 p.m.
Ma'am, I can tell by the way you talk you're a Yankee. I'm like, sir, I'm from Missouri. And let me tell you this little piece of history. I don't even know if we were in the war. I think We were half and half and just beat the crap out of one another. We never even left our own property, sir. Fight local. That was our bumper sticker. Fight local.
Get your tickets for one or more of these great events at the Mackinac Art Center box office or online at themac.org or call 630-942-4000.